Hello everybody and welcome to Sticks World. In this adventure, I'm going to show you how you can spend 3 days in the beautiful Peak District National Park here in the United Kingdom. And as you can see, I'm actually in the Peak District. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can see all the amazing spots, some of the most popular places in the Peak District in 3 days, 2 nights. We're going to visit everything. We're going to do Mam Tor, we're going to do Dovedale, we're going to do Kinder Scout, we're going to do Kinder Downfall, we're going to do Winnats Pass, we're going to do Buxton, we're going to do Bakewell, all in 3 days. And I'm going to show you how, so stay tuned for all of that and more in the beautiful national park, the UK's first national park in 1951 actually. In 1951, the Peak District became the UK's first ever national park. And you're about to see why, so stay tuned. The Peak District National Park is known for its outstanding landscapes, hiking trails, cycling routes, caves, waterfalls, and its small, beautiful little towns and villages. Covering an area of 555 square miles, making it one of the biggest national parks in the United Kingdom. It is the perfect place to visit during late spring and early summer. But before we dive into how you can spend 3 days in this amazing national park, let's first see where it is situated and the best ways on getting there. The Peak District National Park is situated in the heart of the United Kingdom. The closest major city to the national park is Manchester, which has an international airport. I would recommend hiring a car for ease of getting around and for quickness. We do only have 3 days. We stayed in Whaley Bridge, a small town in the heart of the park, which we found pretty central to everything, as you will see in this video. I encourage you to check out my video on our accommodation in Whaley Bridge for lots more details and to see what it was like. Now you know where the park is and the best places to stay, let's now explore the perfect 3-day Peak District itinerary for first timers. Good morning everybody and welcome to Sticks World. Here we are at Mam Tor, a very famous hiking trail in the Peak District National Park. And you can see it's dark and you can see there's limited light. That's because it's 4:30 in the morning and we're about to hike up to Mam Tor to see the sunrise. So we'll see you there. From Whaley Bridge, Mam Tor is only 11 minutes by car to the National Trust car park. I highly recommend taking warm layers for the early morning, a torch or headlamp, a flask of hot water for a drink once you get to the top, and some snacks. The hike up there from the car park is easy and takes about 30 minutes and is all signposted. The car park had plenty of spaces at that time of the morning, but you will need to pay for parking at the machines. Mam Tor is one of the most popular places to visit in the national park, and catching a stunning sunrise is one of the top activities. You can see how busy it is already. It is going to be an early morning, but we do only have 3 days and loads more to see. At 517 meters high, it provides one of the best advantage points to witness nature's greatest show, and was one of our highlights on our Peak District adventure. After watching the sunrise, taking some time to have your breakfast up there with your snacks and drinks, it's time to think about moving on to the next stop on our itinerary for day 1. Our next stop is the small town of Buxton. Only an 18-minute drive from Mam Tor heading south. Buxton offers our first glimpse into the Peak District history. It is also a little more built up, so you can have some breakfast, grab a coffee, or even just rest in the many local parks after your early morning wake-up call. Buxton is famous for being the home of the bottled mineral water company. It's also home to Poole's Cavern, which we will be visiting in this video in just a short while, and Buxton Baths, built in the Roman times. We did grab a little bite to eat and a coffee in the high street before having a little wander around the town centre just to break up the morning, as it was still quite early when we got there. From the town centre, we walked the short 10 minutes to the second attraction I highly recommend today on day 1, Poole's Cavern. Poole's Cavern is a 2 million year old limestone cave system and is a site of special scientific interest. It's listed as one of the 7 wonders of the peaks, and it is an absolute must visit. The cave system extends 310 meters, which is 1,020 feet under the earth, and includes some impressive chambers. There is a visitor center here, a cafe, and a small shop. There is also a large car park, but we parked in the town center as we found the parking a little bit cheaper in the town center. After taking some time to explore Poole's Cavern, it's time to head back to the car and get moving on to the next and final destination on day 1. Just a short 21-minute drive from Buxton heading east is the small and popular town of Bakewell. Bakewell is one of the most popular towns in the entire national park, and it can get extremely busy. It is, however, a charming little town with loads to see and do. With a population of just under 4,000 and with many things to see, many locals believe Bakewell is the beating heart of the Peak District. With its old buildings, cobbled streets and beautiful setting, it's no wonder this small town gets most of the attention. And I highly recommend taking some time to wander around all the little streets and back streets with all the little independent shops and little knicky-knacks. The main attraction in Bakewell is actually the food and the world famous Bakewell Pudding, not to be confused with the Bakewell Tart. As we are now coming to lunchtime on day 1, it's the perfect stop. Bakewell is the home of the famous sweet treat, and if you want to try the real authentic recipe, you must try a Bakewell pudding in Bakewell like we did. 3 shops in the town offer what they claim to be the original recipe. The Bakewell Tart shop, they sell 4 variations: the Bakewell Tart, the iced Bakewell Tart, the moist Bakewell Tart, and the traditional Bakewell Pudding. This is the one you need to try. The original Bakewell Pudding shop and the Bloomers of Bakewell all sell what they call is the Bakewell Pudding. We chose the first, the Bakewell Tart shop, and it was a great experience, and you can even buy some from the little shop inside to take home with you. All in all, it's one of those experiences you have to do. You have to have a Bakewell pudding from Bakewell. Very close to Bakewell is the famous cycle and hiking trail known as the Mam Tor Trail. It is an 8.5 mile path through limestone dales and some of the beautiful Peak District landscapes. We didn't opt to do this, but if you're feeling up to it, go for it. It's highly recommended. We were feeling pretty tired by now after our early morning start, so we headed the 40-odd minute drive back to Whaley Bridge and relaxed for the rest of the afternoon and into the evening, all ready to go again for day 2, which will be one of the biggest adventures of this trip. Hello everybody and welcome to a very rainy Peak District National Park. It's day 2 of our adventure here in the National Park, and we are heading up today in the rain to one of the main points of the park. We are going to go and check out Kinder Scout, which is the highest peak in the Peak District, and we're going to go and check out Kinder Downfall, which is one of the highest single drop waterfalls here in the Peak District. So stay tuned for some of that, because that is coming up today on day 2 of our adventure in the Peak District. See you soon. Kinder Downfall and Kinder Scout are 2 of the popular attractions within the National Park. Kinder Downfall is the highest waterfall within the park and is special because sometimes it seems to flow backwards or upwards due to the wind blowing the water back up the waterfall. Kinder Scout is the highest point within the National Park. I will show you in just a moment how we tackled the hike, but I wanted to just recommend a few things first. You will need some comfortable hiking shoes or boots for this adventure. You are going to be doing a lot of walking. In fact, we did 22,689 steps and climbed to 636 meters. I would also recommend taking some waterproof clothing. The English weather is unpredictable after all. And I would also recommend taking some food, some snacks, some water, and hot drinks, maybe a flask of hot water with some tea or coffee or hot chocolate. Those become invaluable for us while we tackled this incredible adventure. This is the route we took, which I have marked out right here for you. It took us approximately 4 hours to complete the entire circular route, which was around 6.7 miles long. The route is well signposted too. We parked in Bowden Bridge car park, which you can find on Google Maps, but I'll put it up on the screen right here so you can get to it really easily. We parked, paid for our parking, and like I said, it was a complete circular route, nice and easy, didn't get lost. As I have mentioned, this route will take you to both Kinder Scout, which I am hiking along right here. It is the highest point of the National Park at 636 meters above sea level. The views looking out over the National Park are exceptional, and I highly recommend this activity. Just along the way is the stunning Kinder Downfall, the waterfall that seems to flow backwards. There was something truly special to stand in the spray as it traveled backward up to us. It really was the adventure we were looking for in the Peak District National Park. This waterfall is a must-see, and why we've dedicated all of day 2 to hiking this incredible route and seeing this amazing landscape. This waterfall is popular, so be prepared to wait around at the top for that photo opportunity or that Instagram shot, or to stand in the waterfall spray. Lots of people do make it up to the top and all want the opportunity to witness nature at its absolute best. Hello everyone, and welcome to Sticks World. So, we just come down this, we're still out in the peaks, loving life, hiking around, just come down from here. We're now coming down and we're heading back towards the little village where the cars park. No idea what it's called, can't remember. But we're heading that way. We've just climbed down this. We've been from over here. There's a bird of prey here. There's a sparrowhawk. There's loads of wildlife. It's absolutely beautiful. In fact, I'll show you now. Look at this. This is where we're heading. Down this trail here. Up into the village, which is just here. We'll see you there. It's beautiful here. I'm really loving it. The sun's come out now as well. It's stopped raining. What more could you ask for? Stay tuned to see some more. As I mentioned, we are now coming to the end of day 2. We made our way back along the route to the car and headed back just the 16 minutes to Whaley Bridge, back to our accommodation to relax, shower, get some nice food after an epic day of hiking in one hell of an adventure. As we now get ready for day 3 and our last day in the Peak District National Park. Good morning everybody and welcome to a very rainy, windy, wet Peak District National Park. Lucky I've got my wet weather gear on today. It is day 3 of our Peak District adventure. It's our last day here in the Peak District. We are heading home this evening and we are here in one of the famous spots. As you can see behind me, this is the very famous Winnats Pass. It's a very, very beautiful scenic drive through like a rocky face, lots of cliffs either side of you. Really, really beautiful. I'm going to take a walk in there now and I'm going to show you just on the camera here what it's like, but we are going to drive through as well on the way back out, so you'll get to see that too. And later on today we're going to head down to Dovedale and we're going to visit Thors Cave, all on day 3 of our adventure in the Peak District. Stay tuned for more. Winnats Pass is another popular destination in the national park and is just a 13-minute drive from Whaley Bridge. It is home to several other attractions like the village of Castleton, Speedwell Cavern and Blue John Cavern. If you are staying longer in the national park, I do recommend checking some of these other attractions out. But as this is our last day and we still have so much more to see. For most people visiting, the drive through the limestone cliffs is enough. There is a large car park and a little coffee shop for refreshments. Winnats Pass also has a lookout spot which you can hike up to. I didn't, as the weather was appalling, typical English summer, and we still had a lot to see today. However, I do recommend just taking the very scenic drive through Winnats Pass. Our adventure in the Peak District is coming to an end, but before we do leave this stunning national park, we have time to see 2 more of the amazing places within the park. And we're going to start with the world famous Dovedale Stepping Stones. From Winnats Pass, Dovedale is approximately 1 hour driving south, which was good for us as we needed to head south to head home, as we live on the south coast of the UK. The Dovedale Stepping Stones have been impressing locals and visitors alike since 1653 and become even more popular in the railway boom, with visitors being amazed at the river and local scenery. It was a popular spot for a picnic back in the day. Today, the stones are seen as one of the most popular attractions within the Peak District, and it's estimated that 1 million people visit the stepping stones every year. There is nothing more Peak District National Park than saying you have walked over the famous Dovedale Stepping Stones. And that's not all. This area has some of the most beautiful walking trails within the national park. Believe me, this area of the park is stunning. Just look for yourself. To reach the stepping stones, we used the main car park, which is big, plenty of spaces. There are toilets, a small little snacks van selling hot food, sandwiches, hot drinks, teas, coffees, that type of thing. And you can pay for parking using your debit or credit card, as well as using cash from the machines. All in all, absolute must visit on our 3-day adventure, the Dovedale Stepping Stones of the Peak District National Park. Our next and final stop is the incredible Thors Cave. Just a 20-minute drive from Dovedale Stepping Stones, this cave has views like you have never seen before. Thors Cave entrance is 7.5 meters wide and 10 meters high. It's visible from the valley bottom, which is around 80 meters below. It's one of the Peak District's famous landmarks. It does mean you need to hike up to the cave entrance, but the trails and paths are well signposted and well maintained. Recent excavations within the cave found human and animal remains, stone tools, pottery, amber beds and bronze items suggesting it was once inhabited. This is the perfect photo backdrop to a stunning location within the park and makes for a great final adventure before heading home at the end of day 3 on our Peak District National Park guide. The Peak District National Park is a vast and scenic area in the heart of the United Kingdom. It's perfect for first-time visitors seeking natural beauty, charming towns, and outdoor adventures. Over the 3 days, we have seen some of the highlights, including hiking up Mam Tor for sunrise, exploring the historic town of Buxton and Poole's Cavern, tasting the famous Bakewell Pudding in Bakewell, trekking to Kinder Scout and Kinder Downfall, and visiting iconic spots like Winnats Pass, the Dovedale Stepping Stones, and Thors Cave. The itinerary blends breathtaking landscapes, local culture, memorable walks, making it an ideal 3-day guide to the stunning Peak District National Park. If you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss another adventure from Sticks World. I really hope you've enjoyed this video and you've got a real sense of what you can do in 3 days in the Peak District. I would like to thank everyone for watching, and until next time.